Hello, and thanks for joining us today for our second video in the Family Worship series. Now, again, our goal here is to encourage and to support parents in making the home the primary place where children learn the things of God. So let me open today by reading from the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 4. Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. This verse highlights a very important idea that we discussed last week, that fathers bear the primary responsibility in directing their children toward the things of God, and also for leading their homes in the worship of God. Now, mothers are integral in this, but the charge goes first and foremost to the father. What this verse tells you not to do is to provoke your children to anger, to rear them in a way that is arbitrary, harsh, or adversarial. What you are instructed to do is to bring your children up in the discipline and the instruction of the Lord, to love them as gifts from God and bearers of his image, to lead them in the direction of the Lord Jesus Christ through sound instruction in the word and in the gospel, and to teach them the way of righteousness that we have been given through the scriptures. And family worship is the primary means of that instruction. In the last video, we defined family worship very broadly as the living out of the Christian life and the practice of spiritual disciplines in the context of the family. And in this sense, family worship is an offering of your whole life and the life of your family to God for his glory. Today, I'm going to give a more narrow definition of family worship with an eye toward practical application. It's easy to be overwhelmed by the broadness of the first division, or definition rather, thinking, where do I start? What does it look like to offer yourself and your family up to God? Well, the narrower definition of family worship that I'm going to give you is a good place to begin, and it is this. Family worship is gathering your family together for regular times of devotion to the Lord and instruction in his word. The idea behind this is that a family that is seeking to dedicate itself to the Lord should regularly take the opportunity to worship him together and to hear together what he has said in his word. These regular times of devotion can take a variety of forms, depending on a variety of factors. Like the size of your family is one factor that will affect how you worship together. This could be just you and your spouse, or you could be the Wolfords with 6 kids and 1 on the way. Well, how you worship in your home can depend on the age range and the maturity range of your family members, the spiritual status of individuals within your family, and the family schedule, among other things. But what I want to impress upon you, regardless of the makeup of your family, is that however you do family worship, it is something that every Christian household should practice. First, to the glory of God, and second, for the spiritual benefit that it can bring to both you and your family members. So I'm going to suggest to you now that you read this book called Family Worship by Don Whitney. I had Dr. Whitney as a professor at the Southern Baptist Theological Seminary, and we were members together of Emmanuel Baptist Church in Louisville. And this short book really helped me greatly in understanding the importance of family worship, and it lays out a great biblical foundation for why we should give attention to family worship, as well as how we can go about it. Well, much of my thoughts and understandings about family worship have been derived from Dr. Whitney's teaching, so a fair amount of what you hear on these videos owes credit to his influence. But please allow me to read 2 quotes from the book that I think are spot on. First, regarding the importance of family worship in addition to church attendance. He says, having your family in a Christ-exalting, gospel-centered, Bible-teaching local church is crucial to Christian parenting. But it is not enough for conveying to your family all you want to teach them about God and your beliefs. Moreover, it is unlikely that exposure to the church once or twice a week will impress your children enough with the greatness and glory of God that they will want to pursue Him once they leave your home. This is why family worship is so important. But even more importantly, God deserves to be worshiped daily in our homes by our families. End quote. The second quote is a series of questions meant to encourage you to begin a regular practice of family worship if you have not already. He says this: the worthiness of God to receive your family's worship each day is reason enough to start practicing family worship today. But in addition to that, consider these other good motivations. What better way to speak the gospel into your children's lives every day? What better way to provide a regular time for your children to learn the things of God from you? What better way to provide your children with an ongoing opportunity to ask about the things of God in a comfortable context? What better way for your children to see the ongoing positive spiritual example of their parents in real life? What better way for getting your family together on a daily basis? And isn't this what you really want to do? End quote. Now, I expect that by the Spirit of God, you have a desire to worship the Lord and to hear from His word daily. I hope that you have a desire to share in the worship and in the word with your spouse and with your children if you have them. Now, sometimes we can have a good desire, but not pursue it because of fear or because you just don't know how to begin. In the next couple of videos, I plan to give you some practical guidance on how to worship with your family in your home. If you can't wait until then, Amazon can probably get you this tomorrow. Pick up the book, Family Worship, pick up the phone, give me a call. I'm here to serve you and your family to the glory of God and for your benefit. May the Lord bless you and keep you. I'll see you next time.